right, hi, I'm Michele Alwine. Welcome to Girls Night In Online. Thank you for joining. Just wanted to say hi, we've made it through another week, and now it's Friday and it's time for happy hour. So I am going to go over some spring wines. So that's something that we can look forward to, is the weather changing. And I picked a couple wines that I love, particularly for spring, because they may be lighter in nature, and then they just go so well with spring fare. Some of the fresh vegetables that come up, grilled foods. I love to grill when it starts getting warmer, so a lot of these wines will go with grilled fare. But I just wanted to take a moment and say welcome, and I hope you enjoy the tasting. For those of you guys that are joining from Pennsylvania, you know how rough it is out there as far as our wine and spirit shops being closed. So hopefully you were able to find something to drink today and pour your glass of your favorite. So I am drinking our first wine of today, which is Broadbent Vinho Verde. So Vinho Verde is the first wine that we will discuss. And I like Vinho Verde because it is spring in a glass. Vinho Verde itself is a wine region from Portugal, and it literally translates to green wine, verde, green, vino, wine. And these wines are very fresh, fruity. They have a little bit of, they're characterized by a slight spritz. And that is just a mark of freshness. So what they're doing before bottling is they are spritzing a little bit of CO2 into the bottle. And what this does is just makes it a great fruity drink. It's low in alcohol. So most white wine is around 11 to 12.5% alcohol. These are 9 to 11% alcohol. In fact, this one is 9%. So talk about something that you can take outside and, okay, maybe drink the whole bottle of. I don't know, I'm not judging, but this is definitely that. So let me show you, I'm going to share a screen here with you and just show you where these wines are coming from in Portugal. So bear with me, this is my first Zoom meeting, so I'm gonna share my screen. Can everyone see that? So that's a map of Portugal. So these wines are grown in this area here, Vinho Verde, you see right on the coast. Here is the Atlantic Ocean, and here is Spain. So these wines are grown right in this region. And they're from indigenous wine grapes of that region. So this is predominantly Loureiro is the grape. And what this grape is known for is some really peachy notes, salinity, because it's right on the water. So this wine pairs so great with fish, salads, shrimp salad, Greek salad, sushi. This is great. I know a lot of us are doing takeout right now, so grab some sushi takeout with Vinho Verde. Phenomenal. And that's about it for that. So cheers, have a drink. That nice spritz. And I'm going to demonstrate the spritz as well. You can see my glass. You can see how that fizzes up. Not quite a sparkling wine, but what we like to call frizzante, or just spritzy. So that's the Broadbent Vinho Verde. All right, moving right along to my fave, rosé. Who doesn't love rosé? Rosé is a curious thing. I've been in the wine business for 20 years now. And before about 5 years ago, I could hardly sell it. You would sell it around Mother's Day. And then if you were caught with any cases left in the warehouse around September, you were stuck with them until next spring. But rosé has really taken a turn. Now I'm selling rosé all year long, and I'm glad, because it is absolutely my favorite. Not only a favorite to drink, but just a favorite among food. It just goes so well with so many dishes. So this is Jean-Luc Columbo, the Cape Blue Rosé, one of my favorites. So one of my favorite styles of rosé, because there are many different styles. And if you don't know a little bit about rosé, rosé is made from red wine grapes. So black grapes, red skin grapes, and it literally soaks on the juice until you get the desired color. So if the winemaker wants a pale, pale pink rosé, maybe he only lets it on the, he or she, thank you, lets it on the skin for 2, 3, 4 hours. If you want an electric pink color, maybe you're leaving the grapes on the skins for more than a day. So it just depends on what color you want your rosé. I love the Provence style of rosé. They're more mineral driven, fresh fruity flavors, and bone dry. So those are my favorite types of rosé, and this one is a winner for sure. I love Jean-Luc Columbo. He's an amazing philanthropist, winemaker. I'll show you a picture here. Let me screen share again. I'm going to show you here. No, that's not it. Hold on one second. Ooh. I'm going to show you. Sorry, I'm really not good at this whole screen sharing thing. Okay. Maybe I won't show you that. I'm sorry, I can't find my pictures now. Here we go. All right. So this is Jean-Luc Columbo with his wife, Anne. And in the middle here is his daughter, Laure. And Laure joined the family business in 2010. And now she is the official winemaker. These are their dogs, Fitu, Sarah, and...
You can't see it. Try it one more time.
Oh, can't see it? Sorry. Sorry, don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, I guess I won't screen share. Anyhow, I don't know why that didn't work. Sorry. Here we go. Here we go. Now can we do this? Does everyone see now? Is that good? All right, so here we are. Jean-Luc Columbo with his wife, Anne, and this is daughter, Laure, and their 3 dogs, Fitu, Cornas, and Syrah. So anyhow, he loves animals. He has a lot of animals at his winery, which I love animals too, so I'm a sucker for that. In fact, in his Côte d'Aron bottlings, it's called Jean-Luc Columbo Les Abeilles, which means the bees. And what Jean-Luc is doing is he's donating profits for every bottle goes to honeybee research, because if we don't have bees, we're all going to die, basically. So that is very important what he's doing. And this is a great, great rosé. This is a rosé of Serrano Mourvedre, and again, from Provence, France. So what does rosé go with? I love rosé with anything grilled. So grilled chicken, salmon, fish, even grilled asparagus. Asparagus is really hard to pair wine with, but I love a great rosé with grilled asparagus. Other white meats, my favorite recipe with rosé is a shrimp, avocado, and roasted corn salad. So that's phenomenal. But anyhow, this is the Jean-Luc Columbo rosé. Like I said, bone dry, little wild strawberry flavors, just absolutely delicious. So here's to rosé. And thirdly, my favorite red, Pinot Noir. So this is Unconditional by Battle Creek Cellars. So this is from Oregon. I love Pinot Noir from Oregon. I love Pinot Noir from everywhere, but mostly Oregon. I actually got to visit Oregon in June, and it's just a phenomenal place. It's a great growing region for Pinot Noir. It's very, very cool. It's a cool climate. Pinot Noir needs a cool climate to retain acidity. So it's a perfect climate for Pinot Noir. And it's got a very interesting soil composition from old volcanoes. and glacial deposits. So it's just a wonderful growing region for Pinot. This is called Unconditional and is made by a woman winemaker. So I love to support women winemakers, and that's why I chose this one. The winemaker here is named Sarah Cabot, and she is an absolute badass, if you don't mind me saying. She runs the Ironman. She does the Ironman competitions, plays full contact football, and this woman, she can make amazing wine. So I wouldn't want to mess with her, but this wine is really great. And what I love about Pinot Noir is it's not too heavy, but you get these savory notes that I love. So in this one in particular, especially from Oregon Pinot Noir, you get an earthiness for sure, but it's just layered in with these beautiful nuances of Bing cherry, wild raspberry, and so they just go with such an array of foods. My favorite pairing for Pinot Noir is grilled salmon. Just wonderful. Pinot and salmon, yum. Especially if you throw in some mushrooms, then it's a perfect, perfect meal. It absolutely sings together. So this is Pinot Noir from Oregon. Definitely a great pick, and there's so many great ones out there. And you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a good Oregon Pinot Noir. This one would retail for about $18. So not too bad for Pinot Noir, which could be pretty expensive, especially if you're talking about Burgundy, France, from where Pinot Noir originates. So the tasting notes on this would be, like I said, just that earth is coming through with that bright cherry, soft tannins, savory notes, a little smell of bacon or white pepper. This is just absolutely phenomenal. So Unconditional by Battle Creek Cellars. And okay, any questions? Let's see in the chat here. Questions, here we go. All right. Do you store these wines in the fridge or just cool prior to drinking? Is Pinot Noir best at room temperature? Good question. So things like Vinho Verde and Rosé, I definitely drink cold, but Pinot Noir could stand to use a little chill. So what I do is, well, today I took them out of the trunk of my car, so they're perfect temperature on a day like today. But yeah, they could stand to be put in the fridge for about 10 minutes before opening, and you bring that temperature down and it just makes for a really nice glass of wine. All right, what else? Let's see here. Is Vinho Verde best with certain kinds of food? Anything light. Like I said, I love Vinho Verde with sushi or sashimi. Anything with fruit. So if you're having a salad with strawberries or blueberries or anything like that, it will definitely pick up the fruit in the wine. Grilled fish. Oh, perfect pairing. Spicy food. So anything Asian, Thai, things of that nature, perfect with Vinho Verde. And the great thing about Vinho Verde is they're not very expensive. You can get a great one for anywhere from $8 to $15. So these wines are just perfect food wines, like I said, or sitting by the pool or the beach or what have you. These are just really versatile spring summer wines. All right, another question here is you are not sharing your screen. Ha! Yeah, well, sorry about that. Okay, what else? What is your favorite domestic sparkling? Oh, that's a good one. My favorite domestic sparkling is Gruet. Gruet comes from New Mexico, and it is from a French family that actually has a champagne house in France. And they came over to the United States looking for some property, and went to California, couldn't really find the right growing conditions that they wanted. So on a trip across country, they stopped in New Mexico. And he fell in love with the diurnal shift. Diurnal means big temperature swing between night and day. You need the really hot days to ripen the grapes, but then you need the really cool nights to retain acidity of Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, which are the main Champagne grapes. So he really fell in love with that region, and they've been making wine there since 1989. Gruet, check it out, it's delicious. What else? Where can we get that Pinot? Well, Hillary, if you're in Pennsylvania, you're not getting the Pinot unless you maybe get on their mailing list. But I would assume that Jersey, Delaware, any of the neighboring states sell it. My job as a wine distributor is I sell wine to restaurants, and all the wines that I sell are restaurant only, meaning they're not on the shelves of the wine and spirit stores. So unless you get a direct shipment from them or a special order, unfortunately, it's not going to be on the shelves, which they're closed anyway. So, but I would check online for sure. Okay, if you don't finish the bottle, how long? If you don't finish the bottle, how long do you store after opening? I wouldn't know personally because I mostly finish the bottle within a day or two. But I would say 3 days tops. You could probably elongate the life of a bottle by putting it in the fridge, I would say. And then, you know, taking it out, waiting like an hour for it to come to correct temp, and then opening it. But that should help you get some more life out of the bottle. And what else here? Okay. What do you think of ice wines compared to Moscato? Similar? Well, ice wines are fantastic, but they are super expensive. So I would say that would be more of a special occasion wine, whereas Moscato is pretty everyday and equally as delicious. Yeah, ice wines are very special, and they are super, super sweet. So they would require things like, you know, a cheese board, something. They're not really for everyday drinking, whereas Moscato you can pop a bottle and have as an aperitif. So yes, the thing that's similar is they're both sweet on the sweeter side, but the price difference is huge. So tell us the name of that sparkling again. Oh, Gruet, G-R-U-E-T, Gruet. And okay, are there any local PA wines that are worth trying? Yes, my favorite is a winery up in the Lehigh Valley called Galen Glen. Fantastic winemaker. For the whites, I love their Gruner Veltliner. They're fantastic. And for the reds, they're Cabernet Franc. But there are many out there. Caramore from our area. I'm in the Philadelphia area. Caramore's is really good. So yes, PA wines are really coming around. I've been really impressed by what I've been tasting. Okay. Favorite Pinot Grigio. I like Pinot Grigios from northern Italy, specifically from the region of Friuli. Those tend to be very mineral driven, which I really like, and they have a lot of substance. So try the next time you're at your wine store, look for Friuli or Trentino. Those are way up northern Italy and are grown at the foothills of the Alps. So go ahead and try those. Okay, can you get Gruet at the PA State Store? The Gruet Brut is the one listed in the PA State stores. Okay, so that looks like it's it. The last one is, are you familiar with 19 Crimes wines? I love their dark red. Any of their whites you would recommend? Unfortunately, no, I'm not familiar with those wines. I do not represent them. I do see them at the liquor store, but I have never tried them. I'm sorry. So if there's no more questions, let's see here. Anything else? All right, looks like I've covered all the questions. So I really hope that you enjoyed this this wine tasting and happy hour on this Friday afternoon. Just to go over again what we tasted, a Vinho Verde from Portugal, the Jean-Luc Columbo Rosé from France, and then the Unconditional Pinot Noir by Battle Creek Cellars from Oregon. Thank you so much, and I hope that you will log in and enjoy some other workshops for Girls Night In online. And if there's no other questions, I will say goodbye.